Okay, so I've done a few review videos now, mainly of Alesis kits, and I found that with Alesis you can't go wrong, usually. That brings me on to this little kit, and I'm not sure about it. I mean, I get why Alesis thinks it should exist. There's just a few things that I can't work out. To break this down, today I'm going to talk about the look of the kit, the build quality, the sound quality, the size and portability, the features, the cost, and whether it's worth buying when compared to something else like the Alesis Turbo Kit, the next kit up from this one. So when you look at this kit, it's small, very small. It makes sense. This kit wasn't designed for adults. It's meant for small children up to about 7 years old. It has 6-inch pads for the drums and the more standard 10-inch pads for the cymbals. It also has 2 very small plastic pedals for the bass drum and the hi-hat. When we start talking about build quality though, immediately this is where it starts to fall down. Okay, the mesh heads are good, but they're tiny. I know this kit's designed for kids, but drumsticks are the same size and the surface you need to hit is very small. I've been playing drums for nearly 20 years now and my accuracy is pretty good, but I was struggling to hit these pads. And if I'm struggling, a beginner definitely will. A child beginner even more so. Now the pedals that come with this kit are, in short, awful. They're made from very cheap plastic and I found them incredibly difficult to play. They'll slide on whatever surface you put them on and they mistrigger all over the place. I'll put a little clip of that in now. It's so small, such a small pedal, and even for a young child this is going to be really difficult to use properly, and it doesn't even resemble a bass drum pedal at all. They've really cut costs with this, and yeah, not impressed at all. Unfortunately, the only positive thing that I can say about this kit is that in usual Alesis form, the frame itself is pretty solid, and when it's tightened it will stay where it needs to, but it was actually a really miserable experience trying to play this kit. We're going to have a listen to the sound quality of this kit now. So just like all of my other videos, this is recorded straight into Logic with no effects and compression on it, and this is the first sound setting on the module. So straight off the bat, the module on the Debut Kit is identical to the module on the Alesis Turbo Mesh kit, which is the next kit up from this one. The sounds are very limited and very basic as well. It does have a MIDI USB out, so you could plug it into a laptop and use something like Logic and Superior Drummer to get a better drum sound. But why you would need to on one of these kits, I'm not too sure. If you'd like to hear all of the sounds on the Debut Mesh kit, I've made another video where I play through each of the pre-programmed kit sounds. I'll put a link in the description. Now in terms of portability with this kit, the small size makes it very easy to carry from room to room. It can be easily flat packed for storage against a wall or in a cupboard. The pads can even be removed to make it completely flat and even easier to store. It's got quite a small footprint and is light too, so it's easy for an adult to move around. I get a few questions about the dimensions of these kits. So this kit is 90 centimeters wide and 60 centimeters deep. So we should be able to fit in most spaces that you can find for it. Now, as you would expect from a kit of this price range, the features are quite basic, but that's kind of all you're really needing for this sort of an entry-level kit. So everything is single zone, so you've got 6-inch drum pads and a 10-inch cymbal pad. You get 30 play-along tracks, and you can plug in MIDI to use something like Superior Drummer in Logic for better sounds, as I've mentioned before. It does have an aux in that allows the user to plug in a device to play along with songs to. Now, as I've mentioned already, those pedals are pretty terrible. And I do get asked quite a lot on my other videos about whether you can buy a bass drum pedal and tower from one of the other sort of more expensive kits, so like the Nitro Mesh or the Surge kit, something like that. And the answer to that question is yes, you can. However, because of the size of those pads on the snare drum and all of the toms, and how limited this kit is in terms of its use and its upgradability, I would say you can do it, but you would be way, way better off to just spend the extra money and go for a better kit that's going to last you a lot longer, and then will hopefully grow up with the student. Something like the Turbo Mesh kit would be a far, far better choice. Now, the cost is going to be a big influence on people when it comes to buying their first kit. So with the Debut Kit, it's priced very competitively, so £220 will get you the drum kit and a stool and sticks as well, so you're ready to go. When you compare it to something like the next step up, which is the Turbo Mesh kit, it's between £250 and £300 with accessories. So £250 will just get you the kit. There won't be a stool with it. There will be sticks, but the £300 will get you a drum stool and probably a set of headphones as well. Now, it's also worth mentioning that the Turbo kit has the same module in the Debut kit and has far better pads and pedals. Even though I'm not really a fan of the pedals, they're still a lot better than the ones that come with the Debut kit. Now, when you compare that to the next kit up, which is the one that I recommend for most beginners, which is the Nitro Mesh kit, that goes between £370 and £420. And obviously the £420 will get you headphones and a stool as well. So in summary, this kit is targeted at children first wanting to get into the world of drumming. But the kit is only worthwhile for a very short period of time before upgrading will be a necessity. So you're far better off for going for something like a Turbo Mesh kit that will be able to grow with the child and last much longer. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any questions or thoughts, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.